Okay, and welcome back to the podcast. My name is Luan Mescana, and I'm accompanied here by Mina Mescana.
How are you?
I'm really great. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule to do this with us, with me. Means a
Anything
lot.
for my sister?
Oh, thank you so much. Means a lot. It really means a lot. So today, there's a few things I wanted to talk to you about, but really just wanted to dive into the dream team and what kind of comes to your mind when someone says the 1992 dream team. So, but just for everybody else, we're specifically talking about the 1992 U.S. Olympic men's basketball team, better known as the Dream Team. So while this team played more than 30 years ago, its influence still shapes how we understand athletes, branding, patriotism, celebrity culture, and overall identity today. So to help with this discussion, we'll be talking to you as a student athlete.
Awesome.
And I want to get to know a little bit more about your personal experiences as well as your general knowledge as an athlete and as a basketball player, and how the Dream Team impacted and influenced you as a player on and off the court.
Well, for me, I'll get this clearly first set.
Yeah.
It's not that it impacted me directly.
Sure.
It's the players I watched growing up who impacted me and my love for basketball. It impacted their love for basketball.
Wow.
It was Kobe Bryant, Dirk Nowitzki's said favorite team growing up to watch, and it inspired their basketball careers. But mostly the biggest impact that team did in 1992 was they put basketball on the global scale. In Barcelona, they got mugged so many times. They had to double security to the point where they were so unprepared for the level of fame these players had.
Right.
Charles Barkley, he led the team, scoring 18 points.
Wow.
Averaging 18 points, my bad. And when they were playing Angola, he elbowed a player really bad. And he told the reporter after the game, I didn't even know Angola was a country.
Wow.
That's very Charles Barkley-esque.
Yeah.
So they got to display their characters.
Right.
Not only that these guys are amazing, talented basketball players, they have very good TV characters that you later on see now. Like Charles Barkley's on NBA TV.
Such a good point.
You know? So it didn't only change their careers, it changed basketball for everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah. And to your point, this is before social media. You know, this is before everyone has their own quote unquote digital footprint and identity online. Yes. And they've already established themselves with these one-liners and these little moves that we saw on that stage for the world. As you pointed out, this was a global stage.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's the highest stage, in my opinion.
Agreed.
I mean, in all actuality, we all know the NBA is probably the highest stage in terms of championships and skill level, but when you're talking about world notoriety, you can't say anything after you win gold. No one can say anything. No any other sport, no anything like that. I feel like Michael Jordan now, officially, he started to solidify why he is the greatest athlete of all time.
Right.
Of course, he would go into his famous run literally right after this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you say that this was almost the tipping point and the just trajectory, kind of the catalyst in a way?
No, not in a sense, because he had already shown why he's the greatest player.
Right.
For all the NBA to see, but the whole world hadn't seen it, and real basketball fans wanted to see what he could do against the world and on that stage. And of course, he ate it like it was nothing.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, well, just to blend us into our first question, honestly, which we've already really tackled, but when you hear the Dream Team, just without thinking about it too hard, what is the first thing that comes to mind, and why do you think this team matters some 30 years later?
Global impact.
Yeah.
Global impact. Yeah, that's it. That's literally the only thing that matters to me. There's NBA academies now all across the world, and you could directly relate it to that team because of the impact they had across the world.
Wow.
Right now, most NBA players are going from different countries, are from different countries, and are from these NBA academies that are placed in these countries.
At the collegiate level as well.
Yes, exactly. Look at UCLA's starting roster right now.
Right,
You know?
right. That's incredible. For me, as a non-athlete, as not a basketball player, when someone says the dream team, I automatically think like the creme de la creme, the best of the best. I hear this, you know, if I'm just playing a board game with some friends or...
I mean, the roster literally reads Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Scottie Pippen, Patrick Ewing, Clyde Drexler, Chris Mullin, and David Robinson. The only player who wasn't selected, who was debated, was Shaquille O'Neal because he was in college. They picked Christian Laettner instead.
I mean, who's missing from that list? Nobody.
Nobody.
That's kind of the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
And how many times does that happen in history? You know what I mean?
None, especially now, because you see literally the last time something happened was 2012.
Interesting.
Like this happened, yeah.
Interesting.
Kobe, LeBron, CP3, Kevin Durant,
That's
Anthony
right.
Davis, yeah.
That's right. Oh my gosh. I remember those games. What a throwback.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've talked about the global impact, but let's funnel it in a little bit to the impact it had on the United States. What would you say the Dream Team helped to redefine basketball, not just as a sport, but as a global symbol of American identity? For me, I think about celebrity culture is probably the biggest thing that comes to mind with that Dream Team.
What do you mean?
I think winning those games abroad, establishing themselves as icons, global icons, really only further establish themselves as icons in the United States. And they went from basketball players to Hollywood superstars in so many ways. And I think we're used to that a little bit more now these days in the era of social media, but in so many ways, this was some of the first ways that we've seen celebrity icon presence in terms of like commercialism, marketing, and as we know it today. I think this was kind of like the footprints, and I don't know about the footprints, but baby steps into what we see today as like.
I mean, honestly, you could definitely say that because I just looked it up. 1996 was when Space Jam came out, the highest like box office basketball movie came out.
Right.
This was 4 years after Michael Jordan and the Dream Team, so you could definitely say him on a global stage and the performance he put on that global stage definitely opened doors in the Hollywood area for all of them.
Yeah.
Including Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And it just solidified his brand. One thing that I really admire about Michael Jordan is the way he went about his career. It solidified the Jordan brand into something of only elite. You know what I mean? You only associate with eliteness.
Right.
Because the way he carried himself, the way he did things, the way he associated himself, the brand deals he took.
Right.
It only associated with the best because he is the best.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And now we're talking recently, like a huge topic is why everyone has logos. All the new guys who are getting shoe deals have their own logo. Michael said they don't really deserve it though. Like I got my logo after winning like 5-6 championships. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't get it after just literally winning a Western Conference Finals.
No.
You know? So it definitely, one thing that I noticed too in that era is there was a lot more grittiness and a lot more earn it on your own.
Right.
Probably due to lack of social media, lack of like exposure and things like that.
Absolutely.
And also the game was a lot more physical due to rules.
That's such a good point.
A lot of the defense has changed completely. So
how people play the sport has changed.
A lot of people argue it was a lot more entertaining back then.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
It was a lot harder, but definitely I would argue that the skill is now a lot higher. But definitely the heart, you could argue, was higher then.
I would agree with that. So happy that you brought up branding. Kind of takes me into a really easy transition here. So notably, one of the first moves that Jordan made after winning the game was grabbing the American flag to conceal the Reebok logo. considering he was a Nike sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
In that moment, that would have hypothetically been super celebratory, iconic. His priority was his brand, reiterated by Charles Barkley, actually. So only a few could actually conceal the logo because there was only 3 flags available, but it definitely drew some attention to the name brands. And I would say that this caused a ripple effect and foreshadowed the dynamics between sponsors, athletes, and institutions, including that of the Olympics. So just to pull in other athletes into this same conversation, Michael Phelps and Usain Bolt were mentioned as being obviously multi-million-dollar marketing ads, but due to Olympic Rule 40, which was the rule that regulated this, it complicated relationships with sponsors who are not official sponsors of the games. Doesn't matter if they're official sponsors of the athlete themselves. So Lauren Fushman, though, found a loophole in this regulation, was able to proceed with social media promotions through Red Bull because she's retired. So there's a loophole for retired athletes.
Oh, okay.
And that was kind of figured out after some time.
But it wasn't known during.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that this really brings up some important regulations for sponsorships, branding, and...
Also, another thing I want to bring up, too,
Yeah,
is about Michael Jordan is the type of businessman he was.
Right.
He, when everyone was taking cash deals, and he probably would have taken a cash deal in the 1990s for $3 million, which was probably around his deal or something around there with Nike, he chose to take stock options. Because in all actuality, he's betting on himself. He's betting on the growth of Nike because they bet on him.
He's investing into himself quite literally.
He knows his success and how far he's going to take the company.
Wow.
He knew getting stock options. He also told Charles Barkley to do that and a few other players to do that. And that's why they're in such amazing financial conditions right now.
Right.
He was the first billionaire.
Wow.
The first billionaire basketball player.
Wow.
Now there's multiple.
Sure.
And a lot of it has to do with him.
I'm sorry, my mind is just blown, just taking that all in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a lot. He is a threat in all aspects of his life.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
You can't not love it.
I think also we've just become walking ads. And I'm speaking as like an individual, not just as a basketball player. But we are constantly being advertised to on our feeds. Our phones are listening to what we want and what we don't want and sending us commercials and advertisement and marketing, whatever.
Tailored to us.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have feeds that are completely tailored to us. And then when you have all of these cameras on top of you, when you have a world lens, right? Everyone's like, what does he got on? Like, what is he repping? Yeah. Who is this guy?
That's a big deal.
That's a huge deal. You are a walking ad. And that kind of want to take this into some other questions that I had for you on a more personal level. So if you could tell us a little bit about your basketball career, your journey to basketball, your love for basketball, and then when you started to think about things like branding, identity, maybe how does what I do on the court and off the court like translate, i.e. like
affect my career?
Yeah, exactly. Your Instagram, like I don't know.
I started playing basketball when I was 11 years old.
Okay.
I started playing at the YMCA because I was told I was tall and that was something you should do. I sucked at first, but I definitely had a lot of potential, so I started playing club. Good. Yeah, and I played for San Diego Black Mambas. It was a fun time with my family and a great experience. It grew my love for basketball into something I never really thought it would be. And then
that was a club team.
That was a club team, yeah.
Cool.
And that rode until middle school, so I would say I started in like 4th, 5th grade. So I played on that team from like 4th, 5th grade to I would say like 7th, 8th. And then from there, I got very lucky to get an opportunity to go to a very high level school called Mater Dei in Santa Ana. It's down the road. It's a great basketball and just Catholic school for everything all around.
Sure.
And so I took that opportunity. I was in San Diego at first, so I moved up.
Mm-hmm.
It was an amazing experience. I loved it. Did some years there, came back down to San Diego, finished my high school career. I had a great experience there. Went to JUCO right after high school because I didn't have any offers or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Got connected with some really good people, opened a lot of doors for me, and that got me here.
Nice.
It took my basketball career to a new level. I got offers and stuff like that. And definitely throughout my career, branding entered, I would say, in probably freshman year in high school.
That's really wild.
Yeah, because
That's so early.
Instagram.
In my head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely is. But at the time, you had just seen how Instagram, it was just the start of how Instagram can evolve your recruiting.
Right.
Like how an Instagram presence and social media presence can take your recruiting to the max.
Right.
It can give you an opportunity that most would say you don't deserve. You know what I mean?
I actually really do, because it's like, did you earn that or did you just go viral a couple times?
Exactly. Or like, and that's the thing. What are
like
people
clout.
willing to do to go viral for basketball?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you can't be posting stuff because of, like you said previously, the digital imprint. You can't post whatever you want.
So true.
Like, not only to the point where you can't post illicit things,
Mm-hmm.
but more so what type of person you are. Like, if a school that's
Totally.
recruiting you, like a college coach,
Totally.
looks at your Instagram and all he sees is just stuff he's not into,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a good sign.
No, it's not.
You know?
Would you say that the Dream Team was almost one of basketball's first or earlier viral moments?
In the U.S., no. Globally, yes.
Right.
Like, it globally gave basketball the respect it deserved,
Mm-hmm.
and it proved that basketball wasn't just another American sport. You know, like football or something like that.
Literally. Speaking of viral moments and the digital age, I want to take us a little bit into what Ryan Peters explores as a significant press release of the brand was a deal between 2K Sports and the USA basketball team for the 2K17 game release. That's about over 25 years after the actual games were played. We have a video game being created about this.
Mm-hmm.
So we have people who were not even born playing and reenacting the game.
I bought 2K17.
Okay, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
That answers my question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should let you know, yeah.
Right.
On the culture of basketball, if you don't, like, I don't know another way to put it. It's gonna sound kind of rude in a sense, but if you don't know it, you're not gonna understand it.
Sure.
You can't grasp it.
Sure.
You don't understand how much people are involved, and how it brings in people of all walks of life. How big it is. I mean, the deals nowadays, the NBA deals nowadays, are reflective of the TV deals because of how big basketball has gotten.
Wow.
2K is its own culture in itself because, for me, what everyone loves about 2K is there's this mode called My Career, and you can become your own NBA player. Whatever player you want.
Interesting.
You can pick what position he is, how he looks. He can have your name, what number, what team he plays on, and they all add a storyline to you. They'll add a little thing. You'll go to college now. You pick your college. You'll have a struggle in the beginning. And one of the games, your best friend died.
What?
It has a whole thing. It's living
Oh my goodness.
It's reliving your basketball dreams.
Oh my goodness.
If you didn't make it to the NBA, but you wanted to when you were younger, you can relive it through 2K. And so, adding elements like the Dream Team,
You're right.
it's perfect.
Absolutely.
Because when you are tapped into like that imagination side of basketball and people's dreams, who wouldn't want to make it to the highest level and play with the greatest players of all time and represent your country?
110%.
It's the highest honor.
It is. And that brings up the patriotism aspect of this, which is intertwined into every sport. You know, I mean, we play the national anthem when we go to games, and in this case, you're literally representing your country. How does that impact you? I want to quote someone real quick before I pass the mic on to you, because I have a really interesting quote about advertisers emphasizing the narratives of heroism, nationalism, and athletic ambition, right? Little elevator music in the meantime as I flip through my notes here.
You can just cut this out, right?
No, I don't think I will.
Oh, okay.
We'll make it organic. How about that? But I do want to talk about how the main categories of sports dirt. This is from Lawrence Wenner's study, okay? Nationalistic messaging that illustrates sports as an extension of patriotism and patriotic duty. And a lot of the advertisement has almost a militaristic symbolism. The youth sports dream promotes the notion that hard work will guarantee athletic success. And then we have a sports hero archetype that's created as well, which idolizes athletes as an example that other people can identify with, you know? So it's the idea that we're in fact we're deploying our best. So when we're sending our best overseas to play, we're almost deploying our best in like a militaristic sense. Kind of gives the idea that we're going to war and not a basketball game in an interesting sense. And I just find that really interesting that we're creating parallels between Americanism, sports, and the military. And then the effect that this had on men of color, more interestingly, is what the study found. While it's inclusive in quotations, it still reinforces racial stereotypes, and it pigeons people into a narrative that this their only way out is through sports. The only thing you can do is sports. The only way to get out of XYZ situation is athleticism. So I don't know if you can speak to that a little bit on a more personal level, and if anything comes up for you and how maybe you've received some of that messaging yourself. It's an interesting thought.
It's a very interesting thought. It's a very loaded question.
It is a loaded question. I thought this was one of the more interesting things that I found in my research.
Yes.
Why do you think that sports marketing in the United States so often blurs the line between patriotism, entertainment, and sometimes even military symbolism?
This is just a whim here, but maybe it's
no
a good
right answer.
It's always good publicity for the country.
There you go. I think so too.
And like, it's a good advertisement for maybe militaristic purposes. You know, you're proud
absolutely
to be an American.
Right.
Another way to get that type of notoriety is joining the military. You know,
that's so true. I think it also taps into like something primal in us. You know, that like you're gonna fight, you're gonna win, you're gonna do this, and by primal I mean like our inner capitalism narrative, like a narrator that controls our little mind up here. But yeah, like it is somewhat primal. Go fight, win. Yeah. So that's just, interesting, just food for thought. So just to wrap things up here, looking at the Dream Team now, do you see them more as basketball players, celebrities, or cultural symbols?
Cultural symbols, easily legends.
I love that.
I'm not even like, there's no exaggeration.
Yeah.
Cultural symbols, legends. And some would probably say gods.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to make a joke, a little inappropriate, but you were listing out who was the roster for this team, and I'm like, who's missing? Jesus Christ? Like, this is everybody. Exactly. Everybody's present.
Everyone who's anybody.
Anyone who's anybody is present. Literally. And alive. And then follow-up question to that first question. How does that shape how you see your own identity in sports?
It definitely drives my. You just, especially in this game of basketball, you always want to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
And gaining accolades like that is a huge
Mm.
category, and to be the best, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like pretty much everyone in basketball, when they first hear you played basketball, they want to know what you did.
Right. Like, that's one of the questions I asked you earlier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, like, gaining real accomplishments that no one else did, like only a handful of people can say,
Yeah.
it basically says you are the cream of the crop.
Right.
You are one of a kind.
Yeah.
In something you say you are the best in,
Mhm.
that you love,
Mhm.
you are the best in the world. So it's your thing, but not only that, you're validated by the world.
Right. That's huge. So I'm just going to wrap us up with a little summary, if that's all right.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you for this.
No, thank you so much for being here. This meant the world.
Glad to be here.
Your input was invaluable. So,
Love
and
you, sis.
love you too. Great to see you on the court. I'd like to say that you are a phenomenal dancer. That's what I think of you when I see you playing basketball, actually. It almost looks choreographed. It's really awesome.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So the Dream Team was unprecedented, as we've established here. It was the first time the United States sent active NBA professionals, the very best players in the world, to the Olympic Games. And they redefined what American sports dominance looks like on a global stage. Jack McCollum famously described them as the Beatles of basketball. And that comparison matters because it wasn't just about talent, as we discussed. It was about fame, it was about influence, and it was about cultural power. This team didn't just represent the United States. It exported American values like competitiveness, elitism, and was ultimately an incredible spectacle. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, Luam Meskena and Mina Meskena discussing the Dream Team this fine day. Have a great rest of your holidays.
Thank you.
You
Have a
too.
great holiday.
Thank you. Thank you.